Hello. It's the 21st of June, 2025. Let's go for a walk. I'm about a mile into the walk already because it's ground that I covered last weekend. And actually, I kind of think I've been down here before. I kind of started this video weird because there's a dude passed out underneath of the overpass up here. I didn't want to bother him. So we are about to, let's see, where's this dude down here? He's up there underneath of that. So we are about to head across this and see if I can walk along the Ohio today. It may still be too mucky from all the rain we got last week, but it has not rained in a few days. So, I don't know. The earth is pretty damp. It is currently 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius. Very pretty day. Not too humid. Also, not humid. It's kind of right in the middle. It is, where's Dakota? There she is. This is called Portland Wharf Park. It's a poor, neglected park. They, back under Abramson, they had a pretty ambitious set of public works projects for the Louisville Loop, which I've talked about before, and improving all these parks. This was supposed to be part of the loop, and some interesting stuff on these roads. They put these what do you call these stones with words on them that talk about the various things that were done in all these. This one is Riverside Businesses. And there's another one down there, but I'm not going that way. That's the let's see, we've got Chandler, boat store, grocer, dry goods, ironware, confections, and oats and grains. Aren't oats a grain? The four-wheelers have been, no, that's, looks like it was a big truck of some kind. Who knows? They've been back in here doing stuff lately, so might have been something like that. We are, okay, so the river's just right over on the other side of those trees. It's so funny, during the winter you can see it. Come on. I mean, you can drink at that puddle, but I'm going this way.
Total distance 1 mile. Total time 22 minutes and 15 seconds. Split pace 22 minutes 15 seconds per mile.
Alright, so now I'm at a mile. I'm trying to remember to turn that down. This is pretty variegated grapevine. Interesting. And some morning glories. There's a train on the bridge over here. And we're gonna head back around here. Dakota's gone off into the woods. She'll either intersect with me up here, or she'll come up from behind. It's a mimosa, I think. I've seen a couple of them blooming, so they're getting ready to go. I love the smell of those things. They've got such a sweet, but not cloying smell. Oh, here she comes. She's coming behind me. Did you catch anything? And yeah, there's still a lot of puddles standing. This is always blocked over here. Had a lot of problems with putting in these paths and not putting them high enough to keep them dry. So we're gonna go over here, and there's the river. River looking a little bit on the muddy side. Oh man, there's a big puddle here too. I don't know. I don't even think I'm gonna try to go down there. We'll probably, yeah, this is pretty, oh man, somebody's dumped a bunch of stuff here. Assholes. I can't afford $40 to go to the dump. Actually, I can kind of understand that. But they've ruined somebody's motorbike trail. Yeah, this looks pretty icky. And looking down there, that looks wet. It's also, the water's still up too high. There's just a little bit of beach. I mean, I could, maybe if I felt like slogging, I could take my shoes off and go down along through there, but I've got a feeling there's places where there's no beach and I'd have to climb, and I don't want to, mostly because it's just weeds and stuff. Man, this is just nasty. And we're just back in here like 2 weeks ago with a front end loader. So, all right, get around this puddle, or in between these two puddles, I should say. And the birds are singing, and it's a nice day. Ooh, there's a poison ivy tree. Holy crap! Yeah, stay away. Okay, somebody's built a shrine of some kind here. Look at this. Huh, there's the hummingbird on there, and they put up some little fencing. And what in? There's no names or anything. Huh, weird. There's a star up there. Of course, there's a cross. Couldn't be a Star of David or a big A or a crescent moon and Venus. Nope. Because it's America. All right. I'm gonna just pause it now as we delve back in here. Well, the asphalt's pretty dry, but man, yeah, this is, the ground is not going to, somebody come back here and eat their crackers and leave the thing. I will stop this and come back in a little while in case something interesting other than world politics crosses my mind. I'm not really sure that I'm trying to not think about what's going on right now. Okay, I'll be back. It's a new abandoned, stripped, and burned SUV back in here. Wonder how long this one will be here. It was a Ford Ranger, a 4x4 back in here that was here forever. I think they finally toted out. Crap, I'm not going to be able to get through that. They've got walls on either side of it, so the water can't go anywhere. Let's see if I can get through this without sinking up to my ass. Okay. And, all right, I did it. Whee! Somebody hanging out around a fire. And it was just a motorbike running through here. And there's a truck over here, which probably brought the motorbike in, I'm gonna guess. Unless it's somebody from this neighborhood. There a lot of people around here do sort of just drive down the streets to get here and go play. Can't really blame them. Good place for it. Ooh, boy, both of those trees are gonna have some really cool wood in them. Look at the probably bird's eye stuff going on. Is that a maple? Yeah, they sure are. Yeah, oh, there's the mountain bike. So I guess I was right. Notice that the back wheel is smaller than the front one on those. Back in the 80s, in the very early days of mountain bikes, Raleigh had one that had like a 24-inch rear wheel and a 26 front. And the benefit of that was more. Oh, look, here's another structure that someone's built. So, man, that bench took a little bit of work. I was quite right about the water, by the way. As soon as we got about 100 yards in, it was way up here close to where I am now. Crap, how am I going to get across this? I guess this log. Can I do it? Oh, I know what. I wanted to say something about these shoes I've got. So, these are Merrell barefoot shoes. I've got to say they're very comfortable right out the box. Don't rub anywhere. But I spent a lot more than I've been spending for barefoot shoes because they were Vibram soles. And my hope was that they would last longer than the cheap Chinese ones that I've been getting and running through about every 3 months. And they have not. They are about to go through the heel and the ball of the foot, right where they always do. I guess I roll my foot when I walk because it's the outside of both heels and the inside of the balls of both feet. And the heels they're about to go. I mean, they're just paper thin at this point. It's very disappointed because, I could have just bought 2 pairs of those cheap ones, which fit just fine as long as you get them big enough. The Chinese do have a tendency to make their shoes a little small. So I could have bought 2 pairs of those and got twice the endurance out of those 2 pairs as I'm going to get out of this one for the same price. Oh well, live and learn. I guess spending so much time, I guess they don't think of people wearing them to walk around on sidewalks and whatnot. So they would probably last quite a while if they were only used, on trails back in the woods and whatnot. But that's not where the majority of my walking happens. Sadly, I would much prefer to be out here. You can just barely hear the traffic over to my left. And right now there's no traffic on the river, so it's really quite nice and quiet back in here. Let's see, what's that? So there's the wait, can I see it? So am I not able to catch this thing with the camera? Okay, that is over in New Albany. It's a pavilion where they levee. It faces, oops, managed to flip this thing around. Hi. They have concerts and whatnot up there. It's a pretty cool structure. So the bands will have their back to the river and the audiences are facing the river. And so right now we're over, flip this back. We're over by the golf course. And Dakota's checking out over there. I would like to go back over the road, but I know that it's got 2 more places that are probably lakes right now. And the sand is nice and soft. So I'm gonna just keep cruising along it. This is a little bit of wildness right near the house. So I'm gonna pause now and come back in the I'm not zoomed in. Come back. Oops, man, my camera work is less than optimal. Kind of hard to keep these things level. Okay. Yeah, the water's a lot higher than I thought it would be, but then again, it has been raining a lot, so I'll be back. Dakota's after something. She just took off like a shot, and I've kind of caught up to where she was, and now she's headed over towards the golf course. She's coursing though, so I don't know if she's actually got a scent, but she saw something and just this is really pretty. This layer of green though is kind of sad in a way. These are all little baby maple trees that are not gonna make it. This will end up flooding again, killing most of them. A lot of them won't come up because of the won't succeed because of the shade. But every once in a while, as you can see, some of them grab root and they go. Oh, there she is again. Yeah, the water is up a lot higher than I thought it was. So there's those trees over there are out in the water, and usually in the summer they are about 20 feet away from the water. So there's some deer tracks. That's probably what she was just after. They look pretty fresh. She's pretty good about them, though. I was always afraid she'd chase one of those damn things to Evansville, but she usually runs them about 100 yards and then turns around and comes back. I think she just gets a kick out of making them run. Woof! Bug in my eye. Okay, I think I'll come back. I need both hands for this. There's some very upset crows up here. If they're mad at her or if there's a hawk up there. I'm gonna bet from they're way up there, so I'm gonna bet they're yelling about a hawk. Cool. Ever since the West Nile hit the city, the crows their numbers just declined drastically from what they used to be. It's good to hear a murder of them squawking away, and just like that. Nope. No. Yeah, where are they? Where? And there's several of them up there, and they are not happy. Oh, there's one. Where's that? That actually may be the hawk that they're mad about. It just flew. My poor aging eyes just will not see that sharply enough to. Okay, now that was definitely a crow that just flew there. Yeah, there's a. Oh, that's pretty cool. I've always liked crows. They're such entertaining birds. We're once again under the Sherman Minton Bridge. It's a double-decker bridge. You can see where they're crossing over to continue across. I think this is called cable stay construction. There's arches, and then the decking is suspended from cables. When they were doing all the repair work on it, it got a D, I do believe, a couple 3 years ago. And thanks to Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, they absolutely took it apart over the course of a couple of years. Completely replaced all the decking, both the top and the bottom. They kept it open for most of the time. Every once in a while it would close completely, which really sucked for anybody that lived across the way. My old roommate's girlfriend lives just right over on the other side of the river there. And it's raccoon prints. It's hard for me to see if I'm showing these well, but ooh, sports ball. So here we go. Ooh, slippery. All right, but yeah. So every once in a while he'd have to drive like almost 10 miles to get over there. It's like a mile away. You have to go all the way over to either the 2nd Street Bridge or to the I-65, and then come loop all the way back around to get right over here, just across the river. But most of the time they had a lane at least open in both directions. Sometimes the whole upper deck would be closed, sometimes the whole lower deck would be closed. And they had sort of an intricate set of interchanges set up on either side so that they could divert traffic as they needed to. It's kind of wild watching them. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's a little layer of mud here. It's like skating. The columns were just, I'm not sure, there's a name for that flaking that they do when there's corrosion inside of the concrete. I've always called it schluffing, but I think that's a term for like rock faces when pieces of it come off. Anyway, they patched all that stuff up. That stuff had worried me for well over a decade. I'd always thought this cannot be good to have these big chunks of concrete missing out of these columns. And apparently I was right. But here's more raccoon prints. I guess they're raccoon prints. They might be mink or something. They actually kind of do look like they're mink, but I don't know. They don't. It doesn't look like they've got the opposable thumbs like they ought to. Dakota, no, don't go over the golf course. She'll be back. But isn't this pretty back through here? It's one of the best kept secrets in the city, I think, as far as places to go for a hike. It is, I think the temperature may have gone up a little bit, but it is pretty humid back in here, much more so than it was on the way up to, or down to the river. And I'm going to get off of this because everywhere there's these little patches of mud, it is slippery. Kind of want to have both hands. There she comes. Little breeze up in the trees right now. I managed to turn this on right as some trucker without a muffler goes over the bridge. There's one sound that is notably absent in the West End, and actually in the Highlands area of Louisville too, and Cherokee Park, and Iroquois Park, and Seneca Park, and over by Bowman Field. There's no cicadas. Meanwhile, friends of mine that are more towards the east side of the city say that it's so loud you can't even think. It's a 17-year brood that has come out, but there are zero, not a single cicada. I have yet to hear one on this side of town, which is, I think it's kind of weird. You would think they would just come out everywhere, but I guess there's some areas they come out one year, and then other areas they come out a different year. Might have something to do with their survival strategy. I know that the prime number immersion? That's not the right word. That's going under. Post-COVID vocabulary loss. Emergence, that's what I was looking for. Is that what I said? Yeah, no, I said immersion. Emergence. Yeah. Let's listen to Alan think. That strategy makes it so that the predators just can't plan on them, because it's one thing if they happen like every other year, every 4 years. A lot of predators will figure that out and time, their breeding to go with their emergence. Instead, on these prime numbered years, they just all of a sudden there's a gazillion of them, so everybody gets to feast. But geez, I've got bugs trying to get in my face, and it took me a minute to get that last one out of my eye, and I just got hit again, but I managed to close my eye that time. Oop, there's another one. Dakota, don't go on the golf course again. Just probably some small critter back in here. Well, this looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt. We're almost past the golf course at this point. gonna walk along the side here yet again. Where the abandoned loop continues. I'm guessing there's pavement under this. It's kind of hard to tell. They stopped clearing it the other day. And there's a buried golf ball. There's another buried golf ball. Well, right after the floods, I came up here and I had some shopping bags in my pockets for poop gathering, and I took one of them and just filled it up with golf balls, and all on the edge. They were all exposed from the receding water, and I thought, hell, even if I can put these into groups by which kind they are, and then just if I sell them on Marketplace or something for a few bucks, that'd be worthwhile. So a couple days later I came back and they were all gone. So I don't know if they were picked up by the golf course people or some other entrepreneur came and picked them up. But I was fairly disappointed. Still got in a good walk. And another poison ivy tree. I think that's a cottonwood. Love the bark on those things. But yeah, I don't like the poison ivy. Okay, so we get up here where this fence is, and we'll walk along. There is I think this is part of the old LG&E thing, but there may be some kind of other industrial thing over there. I've never seen a barge pulled up to unload at that little terminal, so a lot of that industry is no more. It's probably moved overseas, a lot of it. Okay, so here's the original hole, which has gotten deeper, that made them close this down. And then there is another washout on up here that is worse. This has gotten to, for the longest time, there was just a kind of a cracked area and a little bit off the side had fallen in, but it keeps getting narrower. If they don't come out here and do something to it, it's going to take this fence out in a few years. But this just keeps getting more and more narrow. And somebody really was not thinking very hard when they put this in, because you're building on top of sand right next to a river that floods on a regular basis. You might consider putting pilings in and then building a structure on top of the pilings. It's just a thought. Oh man, now it's quite warm in the sun. Alrighty, I'm gonna go down and take a look at the LG&E smokestacks, and then I think I'm gonna head home. This has gotten worse since I was down here. This is the big washout now that makes this kind of a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, this is definitely washed out more since last time. There's like landscape cloth going over. Somebody's tried to build a structure to help get up it. I am just tall enough to step from here to up there. So I'm going to put this down to be able to do it. And Dakota's gone down there by the water. Just going to try to drink the river. And somebody's hitting their sports balls over there. Dakota is getting hot. That breeze sure does feel good on me, but dogs don't cool down the same way. So we're just about to get to the boat ramp here. I'm going to walk down there with her, so see if she wants to go wading. She just stopped and laid down in a mud puddle a minute ago. See if maybe we can't rinse some of that off of her with this wonderfully clean Ohio River water. Man, there are always people sitting right up here with their windows up and their car running. It's like, what is the point of that? Couldn't you just do that at home? Like in your house? Anyway, let's see if she wants to go swimming. It's a whole flock of geese and a bunch of goslings. Look at all the little ones down there. Oh yeah, the water is up. So there's the LG&E smokestacks. Look, they're all going sideways. I think they're slightly upset that we're here, but they're not making any noise. Yeah, I can hear there's a traco over there digging. Oops. Yeah, these buildings are almost completely gone. There's back here in between these. The one on the right's down a little bit further from where it was. Oh, somebody's having a nice fire out here. It smells good. Dakota, come here and get in the water, dummy. There you go. Come on, go wade around. Come over here, you can stand on the concrete. And doesn't look like there's anybody up there right now. Oh, just nothing's happening on this side. They've even taken down the stuff, so I wonder what the final process will be like. I'm sure I've got pictures of this thing from before they started tearing it down. I wonder if they're going to take out any of this structures here for the barges. Maybe what that crane over there is for. Yeah, that kind of looks like we're dredging. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. Those houses just got a lot more valuable over there with this thing coming out. And Dakota's finally decided to wait around and get cooled off a little bit. Alright, well, I'm going to head up from here, and I guess I'm going to go see if the kids are playing baseball. That's always a fun thing to watch, those little kids playing baseball. It's just hysterical. Well, sadly, no little league games going on. There's some kind of emergency over there. Just one lonely student driver on this end. Some people over there having just a couple of people. Looks like they're having a little picnic on a table. That's a big old fire truck. I'm curious about that. It's like an old apartment building over there that's been empty for as long as I can remember driving past it in the city. So probably 20 plus years, if not longer. And they're in front of the one next door to the one that's boarded up. It's an ambulance. Probably the fire truck just came because they were the first responder that was closest. But they brought out the ladder truck. I guess they got to practice driving it. This baseball field right here, I saw one of the cutest little league things I've ever seen in my life. There's a kid hit a ball over here into the corner of the field, and one kid, as he came around First Street, the kid that was in the outfield picked it up and then just ran as hard as he could to chase after the other kid that was running the bases. And instead of like cutting across and cutting the other kid off at the home plate, the kid with the ball proceeded to run the bases as well. Of course, did not catch up, so the kid got a home run out of it. Even the umpire was laughing, and the coaches. They were kind of just throw it. But that kid wasn't hearing any of it. He was gonna chase down that other kid one way or another and touch him with the ball, and he failed. Well, there goes the ladder truck. I guess the ambulance has it in hand. That blue house you can just barely see through there. It's just been completely renovated. I think it's on the market. It has a great big empty lot next to it. I don't know how much it is, but if it's like most of these houses, it's probably about $500,000, which, considering the size of it in this day and age, is not that bad of a price. We are gonna just head back through the city. I think we're gonna kind of just run over the same ground we have before. So I'm gonna just turn it off, and I guess unless something super cool comes up, this will be the last in this recording. Dakota's decided she wants to go see what's in the woods over there. Man, there's not even anybody in this pavilion. This thing, I mean, this usually has like a big family thing going on with barbecue and multiple cars, and people just drive up here on these pathways, which I guess is fine. I mean, they don't block anything, but there's not even anybody up here today. That's kind of wild. I guess it's too hot. People are probably, if they're barbecuing, they're going to do it in their backyard so they can go in. Okay, so again, hey, thanks for coming on a walk with me. Hope you have a great Saturday, great week, and Dakota and I will see you next time. Bye. Wait.